Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Wherever you are, remember, you have greatness inside of you. Welcome back to another Ab Daily News with your hockey coach, Guru Coach Frenchy. Today, episode number 208. What do you have the new coach today? First of all, the Montreal Canadiens recap game against the Coyotes with a big W and overtime. I want to talk about KAIDEN progression since the beginning of the season, who is not returning and who needs a boost. Finally, the Ab Prospect Report weekly we do every week. And that's what we have for you guys today. But before we start, we invite you, please don't forget to click on the like, subscribe to Hockey Nation Show. Leave me a comment about this episode. And let's dive in talking about the first subject of the day. My first subject, guys, of course, this is the review game between the Montreal Canadiens and the Arizona Coyotes. Montreal Canadiens won by the score at 3-2 and overtime. A goal of Mike Hoffman. A lot of mistake, to be honest with you. A lot of turnover. Gave away puck. We have to wait until the second period to see the first goal of the game. And why not to have the goal from Cole Caulfield, guys. 19 goal of the season. 41 goal with Martin St-Louis as a head coach. Just Caulfield consistently performing. Like, I can't wait to see how much money he's going to make when the Montreal Canadiens are going to offer a new contract. It's Mike Hoffman, like I mentioned, have a goal-winning game, a great wrist shot, and maybe 25 feet from the goaltender. 7 of the season. Again, Montreal Canadiens, since the beginning of the season, they have almost only 2 ways they win those games. What you talk about? When the goaltender perform, they win those games. Jake Allen did again the Calgary Flame twice back-to-back, 2-1. And again, Samuel Montembeault for the 3rd time of the year play a solid game between the pipe. Without him yesterday, guys, Montreal Canadiens are not in the game. Why? Because after 40 minutes, guys, it was 33 shots versus 17. Just because of Montembeault keep the Montreal Canadiens in the game. During the second period, we have 4 goals. Montreal opened up the score with a goal of Cole Caulfield, following by Schmaltz, tied the game 1-1. And then the second goal of the Montreal Canadiens by Christian Dvorak, a great shot of Albert Jekai, gave the lead for Montreal. The rookie, Matt Shelley, scored his 3rd goal of the season, tied the game 2-2. No goal during the 3rd period. 16 shots versus 12, advantage the Coyotes for a total of 39 shots during the game. And we have to wait until the overtime to see a goal from Mike Hoffman to give the W from Montreal Canadiens. Here, the comments of the Martin St-Louis after the
it wasn't pretty, you know. Arizona works hard. You know, I said it. I think they've won 3 out of the last 4 at home. They beat Boston. Like, they're a hard-working team. Their Ds are very mobile. They make it really hard. You know, so they're tough to defend that way. You know, I felt like we got better as the game went on, and I think part of that too is, you know, 8 o'clock game. It's 10 o'clock our time. Travel 5-6 hours yesterday. We had a slow start, you know, but we got better. Our second was better. Our third was good. Obviously, our best period was the overtime.
Like Martin just said, look, you know, it was not pretty overall for the Montreal Canadiens, but they find a way to come back, get the W in overtime. Then Martin St-Louis said during the press conference in French, he really pleased with the game of Anthony Richard with the Montreal Canadiens, his first game with the team. He liked his speed. He really is responsible, and he liked his badge check game. He said, look, he opened a lot of space when he with his speed, and that gave us a little bit the reason why I moved up him from the 4th to the 3rd line at the beginning of the 3rd period, and that's the reason he finished with Drouin during the 3rd period. So that's just conclude, guys, the game recap between the Montreal Canadiens and the Arizona Coyotes. Montreal won their 15th of the season. They are 15-15-2 after 32 games by the score at 3-2 overtime. Again, a goal-winning game by the number 68. 7 of the season, Mike Hoffman. This complete, guys, my first subject of the day. Let's move on. My next subject, guys, is about KAIDEN, our 4-star. I believe we don't give enough credit to the defenseman KAIDEN in the beginning of the season. In my eye, he's an exceptional player. He was drafted by the Montreal Canadiens, 16th overall pick by Marc Bergevin and Trevor Timmins. But since the beginning of the season, guys, this kid is unbelievable. on many ways. First of all, in 32 games, he has 13 points, 1 goal, 12 assists. Then follow him a little bit more closer. You're going to see him make mistake like anybody else, right? But it's rare he has a bad game since the beginning of the season. He will make mistake because he's a young player, he's a rookie, but in general, he is really good. And he played with David Savard, and now he played with Joel Edmondson. It's not for him easy because he have to play against the best opponent players night after night, game after game. At some point, we have to admit that Kaiden Guhle have a good year so far since the beginning of the season. For me, he's really responsible on the 3 zone on the ice. His maturity is amazing. You can see he's calm, he's patient, he never panic. And that's something you like. Physical, he can carry on the puck. He can help in the offensive zone, the team. And I think for me, overall, he keep continuous to progress by learning every single day with the coaches and when he play game after game. So far, guys, since the beginning of the season, we have to be honest here. Kaiden Guhle, in my eyes, is a 4-star. And before we leave, we want to remind you one more thing, guys. He continues to performing on the right side. It's not easy. And play on the NHL from your wrong side. Listen, not everybody can do it. And he keep constantly performing with the Montreal Canadiens. Now, I try to read between the lines for this. Is it possible Montreal Canadiens, with a lot of great left defensemen they have? Many of you does not know, but Adam Engstrom, you're going to see him for Team Sweden at the World Junior Championship. Watch him. He's a solid defenseman. We have Pineri Nurmi from Finland, another great defenseman. We have William Trudeau, play right now with the Laval Rocket. It's another great defenseman. All 3 play on the left defense side. And we have Jaden Stubble for the Northeastern College, another left defenseman. So possibly a long term, maybe the Montreal Canadiens have a vision to put Kaiden Guhle permanently on the right side. A little bit like DJ Brody did many years in NHL, and he continues to do it with the Toronto Maple Leafs. So it'll be interesting to see what is the plan for Kaiden Guhle. But as I was sharing with you guys, I think we don't give enough credit for what he accomplished so far, Kaiden Guhle. And this complete my subject, and let's move on for the next one. My next subject, guys, is about they need a boost. What are you talking about, coach? First of all, guys, all 5 players together. I'm talking about Pesada, Evans, Dadonov, Drouin, and Amia, all together, guys. 130 games they play so far. They have 3 goals only. 2 from Dadonov, 1 from Michael Pesada. This does not help, guys, the depth of the team. One, you have most of them play on the bottom 6, and they cannot score more goals. How can you expect Montreal Canadiens have a better record? It's not going to happen, guys. And I feel like they need to have some kind of boost. They have to figure out something because right now, Montreal cannot win more games if they cannot performing better. Now, I want to consider this subject with my opinion for not returning in 2023 for the roster. I don't see that enough with Montreal Canadiens. Jonathan Drouin, and Monahan. All 3 are UFA anyway. Pesada, I don't think so. Montreal should keep him. Pitlick, I don't think so. He have a job or a spot for him. And Chris Whiteman is another UFA. I don't expect him to be with Montreal Canadiens. And I hope the Montreal Canadiens make at least 1 trade, whatever is Josh Anderson or Joel Armia, to get a little bit more salary cap open up for the next upcoming season. So Montreal Canadiens, possibly they have about 5 to 6 spots for the upcoming season, 2023-2024. As I was sharing this subject, it will be interesting to hear from you. Leave me comments. What do you think about the need boots? And then definitely tell me what you are agree or not about the player or not returning, or they are for the upcoming season. Let's move on now, guys, for my last subject of the day. My last subject of the day, guys, is about the AB Prospect Report Weekly. We do usually at the beginning of the week. First of all, I want to talk about Owen Beck. Played 3 games last week, but he had 2 games with 3 points. Both of them, after he got cut for the Team Canada, consistently performing, of course, for his team and the OHL. Then we have the veteran Davidson. He played 3 games last week. He has 7 points in the WHL. Finally, Justin Barron with the Laval Rocket played 2 games. He has 4 points during the weekend. And I want to remind you one more thing, guys. The best prospect for the Montreal Canadiens are at the World Junior Championship. We're going to follow everything what's going on in the World Junior Championship. By the way, Team Canada won yesterday by a score of 6-0 against Swiss. Joshua Roy scored 1 goal for the World Junior Championship. Connor Bedard with 3 assists and Shane Wright with 2 goals. Team USA beat the Team Finland by the score 5-2. The Hockey National Show is going to cover the World Junior Championship by the play-by-play commentary for all the game from Team Canada and Team USA. It is complete, guys. All my subject I have for you for this episode. Here we go. Hopefully you enjoyed the episode number 208. We talked today about the recap game Montreal Canadiens Coyotes. I'm talking about the GUHLE progression, not returning players with who need some boots. And then finally, AB Prospect Report Weekly. And that's what we got for you today. Hopefully you enjoy it. But before we leave, we invite you, don't forget to click on the like, subscribe to Hockey National Show, and leave me a comment about this episode. And I wish you an amazing, great, blessing day. And of course, guys, you have greatness inside of you.